And we are live. And today we have got an extremely exciting topic. We're going to talk about something which you and I have to do pretty much every week, if not every single day. In this modern world, all of us have to speak to a camera. But it can be a little bit difficult speaking to a camera. It's not as friendly, it's not as warm, it's not the same feeling as speaking to someone in person, for instance, or even an audience in person. So how do we become confident and comfortable and competent in terms of speaking online and speaking to camera? Now, maybe you want to create online workshops and webinars, or maybe you want to create videos on your phone. Either way, I'm going to share with you 3 tips which will help you develop confidence to do those things. Now, these 3 tips, I'm going to start off with perhaps a small one, an easy one, which most people can do straight away. And as I go through the tips, they're going to get better and better. So number 3, for instance, is going to be my best tip. If you want to get over your fear, this is the one which is going to get it done for you. Trust me on that. Okay, so if you do, of course, have any questions about this topic or public speaking in general, please put them into the chat and I will answer them here live. Even if you're watching the recording, you can put a wee question in there and I will answer it too. Or even if you're just watching, let me know that you're out there so I'm not just talking to myself in an echo. Either way, let's get going with this. So how do we develop the confidence to speak to a camera? Well, the first thing that we must do is we must learn how to humanize the camera. How to humanize the camera. You see, many of us feel a lot more comfortable speaking to people, but you feel uncomfortable speaking to this device, which is at the top of your laptop, or even looking at your phone and looking at that small dot there. It doesn't feel natural, does it? So what we have to try and do is trick our mind. Instead of viewing a camera on top of our laptop, or instead of viewing this as a phone, we need to think about these things as human beings. So I would encourage you to try in some way humanize your camera. Now, you can physically do this by literally taking a little, I don't have one today, unfortunately, but a little yellow sticky note. You can draw a smiley face on it and you can stick that on top of your camera. Now, instantly, it looks more like a human being. Your camera's got a smile. I've seen other people put pictures of their family or friends behind the camera, and that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable too. I've even seen some people put celebrities behind their camera. One of my clients, she was very fond of Gerard Butler, so she put a picture of him in a Spartan outfit behind her camera, and that caught her eye. So whatever you've got to do to humanize the camera is going to help you. Now, I see we've got a few comments in the chat here. We've got someone tuning in from Prague. I can't see their name, unfortunately. Abid says true. Femi here, watching from Livingston. Great to have you. And we've got Abid's from Dubai. Fantastic. Great to see you all tuning in today. And of course, if any of you have some questions, put them into that chat there and I'll get them answered for you live. But this isn't just about humanizing the camera in terms of physically what you see. It's also thinking about it mentally as well. Truly try to imagine that the camera is your friend, is your partner, is your mom, your dad, is that person you feel most comfortable speaking to. Because if you can visualize that in your mind, that's going to help you come across a lot more natural and feel more comfortable as you are speaking. So humanizing the camera is on 2 fronts. Yes, physically, let's make it look more like a human being, but also from a psychological point of view, let's imagine it's a human being as well. All right, there. Yes, a little mental trick, Abid. It's very, very helpful. Right, I'm going to move on to point number 2. And this is one which I see a lot of people, a mistake rather, that I see a lot of people making when they're first getting into making videos or when they are first doing their webinars and so forth. And it's this: they don't keep rolling. If you want to be more confident on camera, you have to keep rolling. And what I mean by that is that when you press the button to start the video, or when you press the button to start the live stream like I've done today, you have to keep going no matter what. You see, what people do is when they make a mistake in a video, when they say something they didn't mean to say, they stop it, right? They stop the video, they put the phone down, and they march off. What I'm saying is that is not going to help you long term. What is actually likely to happen there is you will keep making videos and you will keep making mistakes and you'll never get that video fully done. It's something which you'll build up a relationship with. The idea of making videos will seem like a bad thing. You'll create a negative emotional connection with the idea of creating videos because you keep making mistakes, you keep stopping, and you keep having to do it again, and it becomes a chore. We don't want that. We want you to create a good relationship with the idea of making videos, or with the idea of doing live streams or speaking online. And in order for it to be a good positive relationship, you have to keep rolling. Yeah, you might make mistakes, but if you just keep going, if you just keep speaking, you will probably find your train of thought, you will probably find your flow, and you will probably begin to enjoy speaking to the camera. And when that happens, you build a positive relationship with the lens. It's something you look forward to doing. It's a good experience. And that's when you truly begin to win. And that's when you truly begin to find your confidence when speaking to the camera. So do try and keep things rolling. If you press start on a video, don't stop that video until you've finished the video. Okay? Never stop if you make a mistake. Keep things rolling. And I promise you, this is going to give you so much more confidence because you'll realize, yeah, I might make a mistake here and there, and that's okay. Eventually, I will find my flow. Absolutely. Alex, looks like the guys are enjoying this so far, Femi and Abid. This is good. This is good. And again, if you've got any questions, throw them in there, lads, and I'll get an answer to you. But we're going to move on to our third and final point. And in my opinion, this is the point that will help you the most in terms of building your confidence to speak online or speak to a camera. And it is the 7-day challenge. Now, what is the 7-day challenge? Basically, here's what I challenge you to do. Every day, I challenge you to pick up your phone and film a 1-minute video. A 1-minute video every day for 7 days. That's what I challenge you to do. Now, this is going to do a few things. Firstly, by the way, you don't have to have a plan of what you're going to speak about. Just get on there and talk nonsense. Talk about how you went to the supermarket. Talk about how you're annoyed at whoever at work. Talk about anything you want. We just simply want to practice the mere idea of you picking up the phone and speaking to that camera. Now, what will happen is at first, this is going to feel quite nervous. This is going to feel quite awkward. This is just going to feel weird. You're probably going to watch the video back and hate what you see. You probably won't like how you sound, how you look, how you anything. But if you keep on going, you're going to notice that you'll see improvements. Day 2 will be a little bit better. Day 3 will be a lot better. Day 4, you'll start to find your groove. Day 5, you'll be starting to get into a routine. And day 6 and day 7, you might actually start to enjoy filming the videos. And you're going to see yourself progress in those 7 days from maybe umming, and not doing very well at all to flowing and being a lot more articulate by the end. The 7-day challenge is the best technique I've seen for overcoming that fear of camera. We call this in psychology exposure therapy. Exposure therapy. Essentially, if you can expose yourself to the stimulus that you're afraid of, eventually it won't seem like such a big deal and it will feel like a normal part of your daily routine. It's a beautiful tactic. It's worked for many of my clients. I'm confident it could work for you too. Let me just check the comments here and see what people are saying. 7-day challenge sounds interesting and challenging. It is a challenge, Femi. It is a challenge, no doubt about it, but one well worthwhile, because if you do those 7 days, you could potentially build up enough confidence to last you a lifetime. Now, don't get me wrong, if you stop doing it, you lose it. But if you can keep a bit of momentum, and then after the 7 days, maybe just film a video once a week, that's going to keep you going. That's going to keep you fresh. That's going to keep you feeling good about turning the live button on for your live stream, your video, your webinar, whatever it may be that you are doing. All right, so three strategies there for you for overcoming the fear. Number one is to humanize the camera. Humanize the camera. And those of you watching, maybe type into the chat, what's been your favorite strategy so far? Number two was to keep it rolling. Don't be worried about making mistakes. If you make a mistake, keep it rolling. Keep it going. You'll eventually find your flow. And then number three is that 7-day challenge. Film a 1-minute video every day for 7 days, and you will be astonished by how much you improve in that time. So type into the chat, what is your favorite tip out of those three? What is your favorite tip out of those three? And as you're doing that, I've got a question here from Abid. How do you control your eye movement, or what is the best practice? Really good question here. You see, what most people do when they speak online is they tend to look at the screen. They look at the screen the entire time because they want to see what's going on. They want to see what's going on with their audience. But as you're experiencing now, this is not as good an experience as when I look at the lens. If I look at the lens, now I'm truly making eye contact with my audience. So to answer your question a bit, what I would say is 80% of the time, try and look at the lens. Try and make that eye contact with your audience. And again, you can put a little sticky up there to remind you to do that. And then for the other 20%, look down and see what's going on. Or if someone else is talking, you can look down and see their body language and so forth. But try and be disciplined and keep the eyes on the lens. Imagine this is your North Star, if you like. You've got to keep looking at it to know where you are going. We are getting lots of comments in the chat here. Craig says the best strategy is to keep rolling. And someone else has said the 7-day challenge. I think they're tuning in from Prague. I can't see your name, unfortunately. We've got Lorraine. I think she's got something here. I get so angry with myself when I make mistakes, so I'm going to keep rolling with my 7-day challenge. Yes, Lorraine, I love that. Excellent. Someone else says, do you recommend using various backgrounds, or are they distracting? Really good question here. Now, the answer to that is, it is always a better idea not to have a background. Because when you don't have a virtual background, you're almost inviting people in to your home, which I think is a really nice thing, and then you can potentially show something which shows a little bit of your personality perhaps in the background. I saw one gentleman, he had like a picture of Muhammad Ali in boxing gloves. So I had a really nice conversation with him about boxing. And that wouldn't have happened if he had had a virtual background of that bridge. I can't remember the bridge it is. I think it's in San Francisco. The Zoom background I'm talking about. So always try and not have a virtual background. If you are going to have a virtual background, make sure you have a green screen behind you so that you don't get any blurring and stuff like that. But I always opt for no virtual backgrounds, preferably. Ofemi says, my favorite strategy is humanizing the camera. I'm always anxious, find it difficult to smile, picture a family member, and that can make me feel relaxed. Absolutely, my friend. It does the world of difference. It really does. And we've got Abra here saying, brilliant. I've always wondered where to look. This has been a fantastic live today. Thank you so much for everybody for getting involved, and I'm really glad you've enjoyed it. One little thing I want to say before we go is that next year, I am able to take on some more clients for one-to-one coaching. So if you're someone who wants to improve their presentation skills and you want to do it fast, this could be a great option for you. Basically, it's a 3-month program which teaches people a range of different skills, from how to look and sound and feel confident, to how to structure presentations, to how to answer questions effectively and deal with impromptu speaking. It will also give you a chance to practice presentations and get in-depth feedback from myself in terms of what you did well and also where you can improve going forward. So if you are interested in that program, the best thing to do is to reach out to me either on LinkedIn, where many people are watching this right now, or you can email me as well, of course. And let me see, maybe I can type something quickly into the chat here for my email. My email is as follows, kyle@confidencebydesign.co.uk. If you're interested at all in that program, then it is on screen now, my email. You can send me that and I will get you more information about what is involved. But above all, I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope those 3 tips do you the world of good, and I look forward to seeing you speak more on camera with confidence. See you next time, everyone.